Hi, I'm Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography based here in beautiful, sunny Naples, Florida. Well, the hits from Olympus just keep on coming. We told you before that Olympus had rewritten the definition of the word value with the 45mm f1.8, a simply sterile lens that produces images way beyond its meager price tag. Well, here we are again with yet another prime lens offering. This is the just released 25mm f1.8, and Olympus has its sights set squarely on much more expensive competition. But can Olympus do it again? Does the brand new 25mm keep that streak of affordable and stellar prime lenses for the Micro Four Thirds system alive? Well, we're going to spend the next 5 or 10 minutes to find out. Olympus has been on a major roll lately. If you've been paying attention at all, you know that Olympus has been making a lot of noise in the camera world with their really high quality compact system cameras. However, more than the camera bodies themselves, which are amazing, what's really made the whole thing work for Olympus has been their uncanny ability to produce award-winning, fast prime lenses. From the 12mm f2 all the way up to the amazing 75mm f1.8, the lineup is just loaded with photographic genius. However, up until now, the one big hole in that lineup was a fast Micro Four Thirds 50mm equivalent. Well, that hole has just been plugged with the 25mm f1.8. But does a 25mm live up to the amazing prime lens legacy Olympus has already established? Well, we're going to spend the next 8 to 10 minutes putting the new 25mm through the paces to find out. Okay, so first up is build quality. And my first impression is that it's really similar to the 45mm f1.8. And if you saw my review for the 45, then you know that I praised Olympus for the way the lens is put together, but not necessarily for the materials that they used. And truthfully, I'd say the same thing about the 25. Both are put together really well. And the quality of the materials themselves, well, they look great, but in the end, they're just made out of plastic. The focus ring is a bit wider on the 25, and it is really well dampened, fluid, and very smooth. It comes in at just under 5 ounces, which frankly makes the lens almost feel weightless. Now, when you consider my last review was the 7.5 pound Sigma 120-300, so going from that to this, something that weighs less than its lens cap, literally covers the extremes in the digital photography world. On the inside, there are 9 elements and 7 groups, and the aperture range goes from f1.8 to f22. The front element does not rotate during focusing, which means you can use a circular polarizer filter, which is really neat. On the downside, the lens is not weather sealed, but given its $399 price point, that's hardly a surprise. There's also no focus distance meter. Something new this time around, Olympus actually decided to include a lens hood. Yippee! But it's a good news, bad news situation. For one, in order to attach it, you have to remove this thin plastic ring from the end of the lens, and the quality of the plastic of the hood itself is frankly mediocre and kind of brittle. It's also a bit inconvenient to put on, and it feels like it could snap in your hands if you're not careful with it. So the bottom line here is, though I'm glad Olympus has decided to include a lens hood, I'd almost be willing to spend $50 to $100 more for a lens made out of slightly better materials. But given its low cost, you have to sacrifice something, and Olympus sacrificed the build. So for build quality, we're going to give the 25mm f1.8 a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, so up next is focus speed and accuracy. And in a word, wow. It's an absolutely blistering performance, and it's completely silent. Seriously, it's insanely quick, and it's right on par with most of the Canon ultrasonics that I've used. Here's the other thing, the accuracy is spot on. I could really beat a dead horse over the focus speed and accuracy, but it's probably better if I just demonstrate this. First, I'm going to focus on something far away. We set the lens to the minimum focus distance, and the beep is on. You ready? Here goes. Bam. I mean, you heard that. That's really quick. Now I'm going to focus on something really up close, this, what do you call it here, this lamp here. And bam. I mean, it locks focus really, really quickly. It's also good for focus in video, as the lens is part of Olympus's MSC, movie and still compatible line of lenses. So the bottom line here is, I don't see how focus speed and accuracy gets any better than this. So for AF speed and accuracy, the Olympus just obliterates it and easily earns a perfect 10 out of 10. It's fast. So up next is optical quality and the quality of the results. We've already told you that it focuses quickly and accurately, but how are the optics? Well, straight from f1.8, the optical quality is, in a word, stunning. No, really, it's stunning. Olympus has kept the streak alive with another gem of a lens. Now, it's not the sharpest of all their primes. That title is actually held by the 75mm f1.8, but it's incredibly close. It also has 7 aperture blades for really nice bokeh rendering. That said, as with all of my reviews, rather than talking up the image quality of the 25, it's probably better if I just show you. The next minute or so will be a series of stills and video clips showcasing the optical supremacy of the 25mm f1.8, and it is just overflowing with optical goodness. So last up, and probably most importantly, is value. In my humble opinion, Olympus has done an amazing job bringing affordable, high-quality optics to market at very reasonable prices. No, they're not the widest aperture lenses on the market, and they're not without their shortcomings. But on the plus side for the 25, it focuses blisteringly quick and is dead-on accurate. It's optically sharp as a razor, just a teeny-weeny bit less sharp than the Oly 75mm f1.8. On the downside is the build quality. Like the 45 that came before it, it's put together really well just with some suspect quality materials. It comes with a lens hood, but it's a mediocre quality lens hood. However, it's better than nothing, which is what Olympus usually includes for a lens hood. And the way you have to put the lens hood on is a bit clumsy too. It's also not weather sealed, but is anyone really surprised by any of those downsides for a $399 lens? I'm not. So for value, to me it's a no-brainer, and easily a 10 out of 10. Okay, well, it's that time again. Time to wrap up this review of the Olympus 25mm f1.8. It goes like this. In a nutshell, the build quality. It's about the only thing worth critiquing with this lens. Like the 45mm f1.8 that came before it, it's put together really well, but the quality of the materials are just meh. They're kind of plasticky. The lens hood is also a bit awkward to put on, as you have to remove this ring before you put it on there, and this thing is just begging to get lost or misplaced or cracked because it's really brittle. Like the lens hood itself, it too is really brittle as well, and I feel like it could crack or split under just a little bit of pressure. But at least the lens hood is actually included this time. That said, as I mentioned before, I'd personally be willing to spend $50 to $100 more for a better build. It's just about everything about the lens is what you'd expect from much more expensive lenses. So for build, we give it a 7.5 out of 10. AF speed and accuracy. It's really, really, really fast, completely silent, and deadly accurate. It's a killer combination. There's really not a whole lot more you can say about the AF speed and accuracy, as it's just amazing. We give it a 10 out of 10. Optical quality and the quality of the results. Stunning, amazing, sharp, contrasty, excellent color rendition. I could go on, but in reality it's not the sharpest of Oly's primes, but it's right up there. That award still goes to the 75mm f1.8. Of course, that lens is also more than twice as expensive as the 25mm as well. Just the same, you can pull off amazing images and great videos with the 25. So in that regard, we gave it a 9.5 out of 10 for optical quality and a 10 out of 10 for the quality of the results. Value. Olympus has another winner on its hands with the 25mm. It's a very useful, normal focal length. The company's done a great job of bringing high-quality, value-priced optics to market, and the 25 is no exception. And at only $399, you'd be really hard-pressed to find this combination of quality, focus speed, and optics. On the downside, again, is the build quality. Not the way it's put together, just the quality of the materials used. And though I'm glad Olympus included a lens hood this time, I just wish it were a better grade of plastic. But those nits aside, the 25 is still an amazing value and easily gets a 10 out of 10. Overall, the 25 gets a 47 out of 50 and earns our highly recommended rating. the final word. If you need a value-priced 50mm equivalent for your Micro Four Thirds body, then look no further than the 25mm f1.8. It's a winning combination of optics, AF speed, and at only $399, it's just a great value. My only nit, again, is the build quality. If you're going to keep your prices low for quality this high, then you have to sacrifice something. Olympus decided to sacrifice the quality of the materials used. So enjoy this stellar lens, but just don't drop it. Of course, you could probably say that about a lot of lenses, but especially this one. This is Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography, based here in beautiful sunny Naples, Florida. Now, before I wrap this review up, just a couple of things. First, if you like these reviews, then please don't forget to subscribe. And second, every time I review a Micro Four Thirds lens, one of the most common questions that I receive is, where did you get this really cool camera strap? Well, I originally found it via a great mirrorless website run by a guy by the name of Steve Huff. Now, I don't know Steve, but he has a really great mirrorless and Leica-centric website, and you can find his site at www.stevehufpphoto.com. Anyway, via his site, I learned about Barton Strap out of Hong Kong. They have a variety of these straps for all kinds of cameras, and that site can be found at www.barton1972.com. It's a great place and a great resource to get great lens straps. So with that, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, happy shooting.